the trade deal that could hurt Europe. Imagine a massive trade agreement between two powerful regions of the world. On one side, the European Union, one of the richest and most industrialized regions on the planet. On the other side, Mercosur, a South American bloc full of natural resources and one of the most powerful agricultural regions in the world. Together, these two blocs represent almost 800 million people and trillions of dollars in economic activity. But here's the surprising part. While many experts say this deal could boost global trade, others believe it could actually harm Europe in the long run. Today, we're going to break down what the Mercosur-European Union trade agreement really is, why it's so controversial, and how it could reshape global economics over the next decades. Let's start with the basics. The Mercosur-EU trade deal has been in negotiation for a very long time. Talks first began back in 1999. For more than 20 years, diplomats and economic leaders worked to finalize the agreement. In 2019, the two blocs announced a preliminary deal that could create one of the largest free trade areas in the world. The agreement includes countries from Mercosur such as Brazil, Argentina, Paraguay, and Uruguay. On the European side, it includes 27 countries like Germany, France, Italy, Spain, and many others. If fully approved, the agreement would reduce or eliminate tariffs on thousands of products traded between the two regions. In simple terms, that means European goods could enter South America more cheaply, and South American goods could enter Europe with fewer taxes. But this is where the controversy begins. One of the strongest sources of opposition to the deal actually comes from inside Europe. Farmers. Countries like France, Ireland, and Poland have large agricultural sectors, and many farmers fear they could lose their competitiveness. The reason is simple. Producing food in Europe is expensive. European farmers must follow strict regulations. They face strict environmental standards, pesticide limits, animal welfare laws, higher labor costs, and higher taxes. Meanwhile, agricultural production in South America can be significantly cheaper. Countries like Brazil and Argentina have massive farmland, favorable climates, and lower production costs. Because of this, products like beef, chicken, soybeans, and sugar could enter the European market at much lower prices. For many European farmers, that could mean losing market share, or even being pushed out of business entirely. And that's why agricultural protests have erupted across parts of Europe whenever the deal is discussed. Now let's talk about Mercosur's biggest advantage. Natural resources. South America has vast agricultural potential. Brazil alone is one of the largest food producers on Earth. It leads global exports in products like soybeans, beef, chicken, sugar, and coffee. And unlike Europe, South America still has large areas of land available for agricultural expansion. If tariffs drop as planned, South American food exports could become even more competitive in European markets. Some economists warn that this could slowly increase Europe's dependence on imported food over time. That possibility makes some policymakers very nervous. However, the deal is not entirely bad news for Europe. In fact, many European companies strongly support the agreement. Industries like automotive manufacturing, machinery, chemicals, and technology could benefit significantly. Right now, Mercosur countries have very high tariffs on many industrial goods. For example, imported cars can face tariffs of up to 35% in some South American markets. If the agreement is implemented, those tariffs would gradually be reduced. That would allow European companies to sell more products in South America, opening a massive new market for European industry. But there is another controversial issue tied to the agreement: the environment. Several European governments argue that the deal could encourage deforestation in South America. The concern is that expanding agricultural exports could lead to increased pressure on forests, especially the Amazon rainforest. Because of these concerns, some European countries have demanded stronger environmental protections before approving the agreement. This has turned the trade deal into both an economic debate and a political battle. There is also a major geopolitical factor involved. In recent years, China has become the largest trading partner for many South American countries. Europe fears losing influence in the region if it fails to strengthen economic ties. From a strategic perspective, the trade agreement could help Europe maintain a stronger presence in South America. But at the same time, it could create new tensions inside the European Union itself. So in the end, the Mercosur-EU agreement represents both opportunity and risk. It could, in